Love a good story about people making an impact in the community. And we have got a young man who is doing just that with our friends at St. Luke's. What's going on? It is Crockett, Slean and Crockett Mornings, 100.7 LEV, here to learn all about the SLICC program, the student led interprofessional care center that Temple St. Luke's medical student Taj Singh has launched with his classmate, Kyle Tio. First and foremost, good morning, my friend. How are you today? How you doing, Taj?
Good morning, man. Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm doing great. How are
I,
you?
I'm excellent. Happy to be reading what you're doing. Excited to talk to you about it because I think it is super impressive what you're doing as a med student, starting a free clinic for the underserved in downtown Allentown. I introduced SLICC, but I can't imagine anybody could do it better than you could. So tell us a little bit about SLICC and kind of how it started for you.
Yeah, so you got the abbreviation down. We were Kyle and I were really proud of that. We thought it had a nice ring to it, but yeah, like you said, it's student led. So it's been really challenging to navigate. The health network and the community and all we're doing on the side. In addition to classes, but it's been super rewarding. So Slick is something that Kyle and I actually independently thought of. I felt like we could do more in the community, and Kyle noticed a similar clinic called Thrive at our main campus in Philly, and so we both approached, our leadership at the med school, and they connected us, and we've been like best buds ever since, and it's been a lot of fun working on this. So we do all sorts of things. We're taking care of some medical needs that the community has. We are providing free dinner, free clothes, just kind of lending an ear to hear people's stories and just build that trust back between providers like healthcare providers and the underserved community.
You have a history with trying to do things in the community. I know I'm not sure how old you are. You're a young man, though. I can remember coming up through college and doing Big Brothers Big Sisters and volunteering at food shelters and doing things like that. What kind of inspired you for? I know you said Thrive was a great kind of resource for you guys. What inspired you to go? This is like you launched a program, which is a pretty cool thing. What kind of led you to want to do that?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's awesome. You did Big Brothers Big Sisters. I started doing that a little over a year ago, so I found it really rewarding. But I think my biggest influence was I'm 26, so not super old, but I guess compared to my other classmates, I'm definitely on the older side. So I left college and I taught high school for a little bit in Baltimore City, and I think that really inspired me to want to do more in my community. So I taught in what they call Title I school, so it receives primarily federal funding to support learning for students, and it was definitely tough to make the learning happen in the classroom. And I noticed that you really had to go above and beyond to connect with the students
Hmm.
and kind of connect with their families. Giving phone calls, doing home visits, things like that. So I felt like once I was able to kind of peel back certain layers with students, I was able to connect with them better, build trust with them. And then that's when the real learning started to happen. So I felt like approaching it similarly in the community would be the best way to have, positive outcomes for patients and to build back that trust. And when I was teaching, that was also during COVID. So there was like that whole other aspect to it. Like it was really difficult to teach on Zoom. People didn't have internet connection. Um, they're already impoverished community. So yeah, I just felt like they needed um, just a little extra support, and the potential was always there. It was never a question of whether they could learn tough things or do tough things or be accomplished. It was just a matter of building that trust and providing them the tools they needed. So that's the same approach that I kind of have towards patients and my future patients when I'm a physician is they can make the changes that they need to in their health if we provide them with the right tools and a trusting relationship. So yeah, I think that was like the biggest motivator for me. But I think behind that is my parents, and they raised us practicing Sikhism, and one of the values in Sikhism is called Sewa, which stands for selfless service. And I think they did such a good job instilling that in all of us. I have two older sisters, an older brother, and we all try to, in some capacity, give back. So I think that also is something that's always been in the background, and something I always think of is how I can be more community facing.
So let's dig into SLICC a little bit. Some of the activities that people might see taking place, and what they can maybe see on a day to day, and how do St. Luke's medical students, residents, and attending physicians, teaching faculty, kind of help you support this cause because it really is a great one.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. So the things that people can expect when they go there is they're, just greeted by us med students, and there's also, like you mentioned, the I in SLICC is interprofessional. So there's also other professions that are volunteering there. So currently we have a nursing student there and one of the nursing preceptors. And hopefully we want to bring in like social workers, pharmacy, and so on. So really to help, I guess, come at the social determinants of health in different ways. So yeah, you're greeted there, and then if people would like to see the doctor and the med students, they can talk to a med student about what their complaint is, or if they just want to have a checkup, and then it's the SLICC clinic is hosted at the Allentown Center for Recovery. So there's a lot of fun things to do. There's like a pool table, there's music, so people will just kind of hang out, and they can also expect to have clothes there. So people pretty much every time we're there take home like a bag of clothes, whether it's just a t-shirt or it's dress clothes or shoes in the winter, especially with like gloves, hats, jackets, coats. So that was really rewarding, especially I'm not sure if you remember right around Christmas time, it was freezing. So we felt like we definitely made an impact there, which was something we were proud of. And then, yeah, we get to break bread with them, share some food. So it's been really cool because people will come in and maybe not want to be seen by the doctor right away, so they'll just have some food, hang out, and then now we're starting to see people recognize us a lot, because it's not just SLICC that med students volunteer with; it's a lot of other initiatives in the community. So they recognize our faces, and now we're starting to see people want to get checked out by the doctor, and yeah, we've been able to make a decent impact already, and we've only been there for a little bit.
One of the things you went back to was your teaching in Baltimore and how very early you kind of learned what that connection was and how important it was for people to kind of see your face, build some trust, whether you were going in homes to see students or making those phone calls. And it sounds like a lot of the patients, if you want to call them, or people who are coming through to see you guys at SLICC, sounds like kind of where that relationship has started for you guys. Because like you said, there's an atmosphere there that sounds laid back, sounds like, come in, grab a bite if you need to, grab some clothes if you need to, hang out. Oh, by the way, we've got some wonderful people who can help you over here if there are things you need help with. I'm sure you probably see a ton of different people who need some different help in different areas. Can you kind of touch on maybe what some of those areas are and who some of those people may be, and just some of the response that you've seen maybe from some of these people who have been able to take that bag of clothes or start with that plate of food and turn that into some really positive results?
Yeah, yeah. So I think there's like a lot of really cool things happening there because like I mentioned, there are some people who are just not ready at all yet to see a provider, but
Sure.
we're noticing that the trust is there. Like I mentioned, particularly we have some students, including myself, who speak Spanish, so we're able to also bridge that gap between our Spanish speaking friends in the community and the overall healthcare community. So I think what's been really cool is SLICC is not, at the level to be like a primary care office, but we do a lot of primary care things. And so what we're able to do is take care of some acute things, take care of some chronic things, take care of any, annual checkups, and then we're able to get people connected with a primary care home, which is really important. So they could already have a condition, but we're able to connect them with care that they have long term to kind of um, mitigate those harms that their chronic condition is giving them. And for our younger people in the community, we're able to take care of their acute concerns, or even if it's just an annual checkup, and still get them connected with a primary care home, so that down the road, if they do happen to have a chronic condition, it's caught much earlier, and even if they don't, it's something we can prevent, which is super exciting. So it's been really rewarding, and we're just really looking forward to seeing how this first year goes, and looking back, with our medical records to see what we've been able to do. So I think it's also a great learning experience for students, right? Because they are not only interacting with like our standardized patients, like our patient actors at the med school, but they're interacting with real problems, real people, and real social determinants of health instead of just reading a paper or reading a book, watching a video. It's like these are real experiences they have, and I think it's much more memorable for students. And students like myself will definitely consider all those factors. Once we've had those experiences with patients. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
It does, man. You guys are off to an incredible start. You said, I hope you look back on your first year and see how many impressive things that you and Kyle and your classmates have done. Yeah, it sounds to me like you're off to a great start, man. So where does it go from here? How do you go next level? What's the short term and maybe long term goals for making SLICC something that's already great into something that's really superior?
Yeah, yeah, that's always exciting to think about. And I know I have my own ideas and the rest of our team has their own ideas. And just want to give a quick shout out when thinking about our future to like our first year students who are now becoming second years. They just finished their first year. There's four other people who are super involved and passionate about this, and other folks at the med school, community health. But I think like one goal we have is for us to be able to increase the frequency over time. So currently we're there every other week, and there are other opportunities in the community for people to get that medical care on those off weeks. So up the road on Linden Street at the Family Wash Day laundromat, there's like a St. Luke's medical van that's there. But we know it's difficult for people to like know when that van is there when we're at SLICC. So we want to be there and have a more regular presence so that we're able to catch more things and just keep building that trust. And I think another aspect too is especially when it's towards the end of the year and it gets dark earlier, there are folks who are maybe staying in tents or they have their belongings out on the street, friends watching them. So it's difficult for them to come to where we are at. We're not necessarily in like the center, like the heart of the downtown Allentown scene, but we're not too far away. So we hope that we can maybe even utilize the St. Luke's medical vans to get out to other places that are harder for those patients to kind of come in and see somebody. So yeah, and we're also hoping to do some testing in the future. That's something I think we'll be having sooner than later. So things like A1C testing for checking out like diabetes, some lipid panels to see about people's cholesterol and other things they got going on. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting things happening, and some things are like years down the road, probably after I graduate, and other things are like maybe in the next few months we'll be able to have up and running. So that way we can kind of be more of a we can give more comprehensive care instead of people coming in saying, okay, you need to go see this doctor down the road. I'm hoping we can kind of take care of a lot of stuff in house.
That's excellent stuff, man. Okay, so if people want some more information on SLICC, where can they get some more information from you?
Yeah, so that's a great question. There is a tab on our medical school website under like the student organizations. I think there's a branch of that that's like the community engagement side. And so there's a page about us there, what we're doing at SLICC. And also there's like a link to donate to our fund so that we can purchase things such as like over-the-counter medications. We can purchase the testing equipment I mentioned, things like that, and some hygiene products. That's another thing that we give out at SLICC, like toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, etc. So that's probably the best place for people to find out more info. But I think if people want to find out more info at a deeper level, I just invite anyone who's listening to come check out SLICC. So like I said, we're there every other Thursday, 5:30 to 7:30 at the Allentown Center for Recovery. So yeah, the address is 315 West Linden, Allentown, PA 18101. So we're there in that back entrance door, and anyone's welcome to come. Anyone's welcome to volunteer, even though it's like a medical kind of focused thing. Like I said, we can't really connect with patients until we're able to build that trust, and the trust comes in many ways. Like I felt like I built trust a lot with my students in Baltimore through music, through different kinds of food. And so really SLICC is just open to having anyone come by. Like we hope to have other fun things planned there so that we can attract the community, and whenever they're ready and they want to get checked out by the doc, we're there for them.
You're an impressive young man, Taj. I got to tell you, at 26, I feel like I maybe was convinced that I was doing some great things in the community. My guess is you have far surpassed what I certainly could have envisioned myself when I was 26 years old. You should be really proud of yourself. You've mentioned family, you've mentioned the community, some of your fellow med students and friends. You have got a wonderful group of people around you, and you're all doing some really great things. So I encourage you to keep doing that. And for people who are looking for more information about SLICC, hopefully you were able to get that today with Taj Singh. He is the co-founder, co-launcher, whatever we want to say, of the SLICC program, the Student-Led Interprofessional Care Center for Temple St. Luke's Medical Center. Man, I got to tell you, impressive stuff. I wish you well. Short-term goals are great. I think your long-term goals are coming, my friend. So thank you so much for giving some time today and giving us some information about SLICC.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you having me here. And yeah, again, hope you guys come out to SLICC. We would love to see you there.
The door is open. Head on out. You can get more information at sluhn.org.